Casual readers of Marvel Comics may not be familiar with Ben Reilly because they haven't really touched on the character in quite a long time. Longtime fans of Marvel will know Ben Reilly is a clone, well, a successful clone of Peter Parker, who later became the Scarlet Spider. And a lot of fans actually like Ben Reilly. I cannot take him or leave him, to be honest with you. I know nothing against the character. I just kind of more prefer Peter Parker Spider-Man. But he is an interesting character. As a clone, he eventually had to figure out his own identity. He had all these skills and abilities as Spider-Man, but he had to figure out who he was and realize that he was a clone and he wasn't the actual Peter Parker. So he took the name of Ben Reilly, put it together Uncle Ben's name and May's maiden name Reilly, so he became Ben Reilly. And he took time away from being Spider-Man for a while and he came back and he became the Scarlet Spider. The problem was that when Marvel decided they wanted to make a whole parade of spider people coming in and out the door and all of this drama, they really didn't know what to do with Ben Reilly anymore. So he showed up less and less. But then when they decided they wanted to elevate characters like Miles Morales and Spider-Gwen, Ben Reilly was thrown to the wayside and they kind of basically turned him into a version of Venom. That was it. And we all suspected that that was the reason why it was done. But now we gotten confirmation. That's exactly why they did it. They threw him to the side because they wanted to prop up those other two. Same reason they keep ruining Peter Parker's life. Dive into this article here from Bounding into Comics. Marvel Comics exec editor confirms Ben Reilly heel turn was done in order to prop up Miles Morales and Spider-Gwen. There really isn't a whole lot of room on stage for yet another middle-of-the-road spider character. And this is the problem. Peter Parker, Spider-Man, the whole reason that they did with Ben Reilly and was that there's a whole kind of clone saga thing. The Jackal created him after he created a clone of Gwen Stacy. So it had conflict in there for a reason. Now you keep shoving these characters in there and trying to prop up Miles Morales, who is not Spider-Man, will never be Spider-Man. And Spider-Gwen was a variant cover that they just kind of ran with that still makes no sense. According to Marvel Comics executive editor Tom Brevoort, the ongoing running of the original Scarlet Spider's character through the dirt is not being done because any particular writer had a good idea for such a story, but rather due to the publisher deciding to give his narrative role as the second Spider-Man to both Miles Morales and Spider-Gwen. And this is the problem. Nothing Miles Morales has done is interesting. Nothing when Spider-Gwen, Ghost Spider, whatever you want to call that, is interesting. The only popularity that these characters have is with the movies. That's it. The whole reason Miles Morales exists, and I said this before, is why you'll never be Spider-Man, because they wanted a black Spider-Man, a black multiracial Spider-Man. They don't know what to do with the character, so they just keep giving him new powers, they're trying to give him the whole, Captain Marvel treatment, and that isn't working out. Spider-Gwen, they don't know what to do with that character, period, because she just isn't interesting. So they just kind of drag her along to a point that when they get fed up, they just toss her somewhere and move on. That's it. That is really all you keep getting. Brevoort, who also currently serves as Marvel's X-Line editor, spoke to the current standing of the fan-favorite Spider clone while answering fan questions for the January 15th entry of his weekly Substack blog, Man with a Hat. Okay. Pressed by a Marvel reader, when Ben Reilly was brought back in Clone Conspiracy, what was your reaction to that decision? Do you think it was the right call to take away the spotlight from Kane and give it back to Ben instead? Brevoort affirmed, I can't really say too much about how it all ultimately worked out, But I thought at the idea of bringing Ben Reilly back and crafting him into a dark mirror image of Spider-Man, an antagonist, made an awful lot of sense. All they did was just turn Ben Reilly into a weird version of Venom and call him Chasm. That's it. That's all that they did. Nothing else. As current Spider-Man line editor Nick Lowe has said on a couple of occasions, especially given the success of Miles Morales and Spider-Gwen, there is no success of Miles Morales and Spider-Gwen outside of the movies. That's it. Nobody's interested in it. I mean, nobody really talks about Miles Morales in comics. There are those who try to act like, yes, Miles Morales is Spider-Man, but you cannot point to any actual evidence. You just want to say that because anybody who says differently to you is racist. And then you have Spider-Gwen. The majority of people only know about Spider-Gwen from the movies. That's it. That's it. She's not an interesting character, a fantasy character, nothing like that. She was a variant cover and they just kind of ran with it. And now it's gotten to the point where it's bloody annoying. That's it. Continue on. There really isn't a whole lot of room on stage for yet another middle of the road spider character. Especially not one with all of the history baggage that Ben brings with him. But as an enemy who believes that Peter Parker stole his life and whom readers at one point followed as a lead character, is a lot of strong emotional grist to play with. And Kane continues to be Kane, which is fine. I don't really think that his transitioning into becoming the Scarlet Spider himself worked all that well. You see, the thing about it is that yes, Ben Reilly had issues with Peter Parker. I mean, because it's understandable. You wake up to realize that you know you're a clone. When you have all the memories of Peter Parker, you believe you're Peter Parker, you have everything there. Then you come to realize that you know you're a clone, you're going to have a struggle there. And yes, he was angry at Peter for a while. Who wouldn't be? Who wouldn't be? That's basically your life, and you're thinking that you know you are you, but you have to come to accept that. He did and moved on. That's it. He accepted who he was and he moved on. But you do not want to do that. You don't know what to do with the character because you're so desperate to prop up Miles and Gwen that now you just turn them into a weird version of Venom and saying this, well, let's hope nobody notices. Let's just hope nobody notices what the hell we're doing. While Brevoort's statement marks the first time such a higher up executive level Marvel Comics staffer has confirmed the publisher's anti-Ben sentiment, it is not the first time Spider-Man's current stewards have mentioned their new disdain for the formerly hooded hero because they cannot find anything to do because they so desperately want to push the DEI nonsense when it comes to Miles and Gwen. This is the crap that they keep doing. Following Ben's heel turn into Chasm in the Zeb Wells penned Amazing Spider-Man Volume 5, number 93, an issue which in hindsight really should have been the canary in the coal mine for his entire run. Look, we all know Zeb Wells' entire run sucked. It absolutely sucked. There's no other way to put it. The aforementioned Lowe offered readers an explanation as to the decision to throw out the Scarlet Spider's identity as what Spider-Man could be if he wasn't able to healthily move past his guilt in favor of giving him the new role of yet another generic evil spider doppelganger. Amidst an overall reflection on the entirety of the book's fifth volume, itself penned primarily by Nick Spencer before being ultimately wrapped up by Cody Ziegler and Wells, Lowe turned to the topic of the newly crowned Chasm and explained, I wanted to thank and apologize isn't quite the right word to the Ben Reilly fans out there. Ben is an incredible character who didn't really have a place in the spider landscape anymore. No, you took away his place in the landscape. Don't pretend that. Peter Parker isn't going anywhere and Miles Morales is here to stay. Why? Why is Miles Morales here to stay? I don't know. So Ben has been a challenge for us. And we thought this story gave us an opportunity to not only give Ben a last run as Spider-Man and do a rare thing in the world of superhero comics, a tragedy he wrote. With most of our characters locked into eternal roles, a truly tragic story is very rare, and we hope we did Ben justice with it. No, you didn't. You didn't. You say Peter Parker isn't going anywhere, yet you are determined to ruin his life. Miles Morales is here to stay, and you keep trying to prop up Miles by bringing down everybody else, Peter Parker and Ben Reilly as well. But like I said before, there is nothing to prop up when it comes to Miles Morales because, like Eric July, I said that time again, he's a Peter Darker. Miles Morales doesn't even have his own villains. And whenever they try to give him his own villains, it just comes off as this absolutely ridiculous. The character does not work no matter what you're trying to do. He works in the Spider-Man animated movies. Fine. But every time they try to do him in either animation or comics, it just falls flat. That's it. And I'm not going to sit here and say that, okay, well, I know more about Miles Morales than anybody else. No, I don't. There are people who have way more comics of Miles Morales than I do because I'm not interested in the character, so that's the thing. But I could tell you from what I know about him, and like I said, he will never be Spider-Man for the main reason as why they created him, because they just wanted a black multiracial Spider-Man. That's all. Speaking frankly, as one of the world's few Ben Reilly fans, it should not be that hard to find a place within the wide, wide world of Marvel for a man to live independently of Peter and his ever-growing gang of derivatives. This is what the author of this article say, and I agree. I agree. You have characters in the Marvel universe who never interact with each other and stuff like that. I mean, hell, you had Punisher going around with him for years before Marvel started to just railroad him. You could do it. Not everybody needs to be um in New York City. That's kind of where Marvel heroes are situated, but they don't always have to be in New York City. You could be another person, and he could be his own character. He could do that, but no. After his brother Kane took up the mantle of Scarlet Spider, he moved to Houston, Texas, where he established himself as one of the Southern Metro's rare superheroes. Well, heck, right before he was brought back into the fold proper for Ziegler and Wells's Beyond storyline, Ben was following in his brother's footsteps and striking out on his own in Las Vegas, breaking off from his brothers even more by developing into a more take-no-nonsense, tired of the shenanigans type character, and even becoming a member of the latest incarnation of the Midnight Suns. Could have been something there. Of course, what makes these admissions for Lowe and Brevoort even more insulting is the fact that in the years since Ben was thrown to the wayside, Marvel Comics has done practically nothing in regards to either Miles Morales or Spider-Gwen or Ghost Spider if you want to play nice with the publisher's legal team. Feel like anything other than marketing plots. What have I been saying? You've done nothing with these characters. In terms of the former, in the 4 years since Ben traded in his red and blue for purple and green, Miles's biggest developments have been the ability to generate an energy sword as well as energy blast, vampire powers, a new adamantium-based armor, and his recent choosing as the avatar of the Spider God Anansi. So basically, all they're doing with Miles Morales is giving him the Captain Marvel treatment. That's it. That is all they're doing with Miles Morales. He can now make energy sword, shoot energy blast, and now he's he have vampire powers, and now he's some avatar, the Spider God and Nancy. That's it. That's turning him into Captain Marvel. Meanwhile, Gwen's biggest moves have been a permanent relocation to the 616, recruitment into the actual MCU within the Time Variance Authority via the new TVA Volume 1 miniseries, and the recent discovery that she can shoot energy blasts from her hands a la Dragon Ball. So once again, she's getting the Captain Marvel treatment too. That's it. ultimately between their desire for more inclusive characters, with which to market their products, and a throw everything at the wall and hope something sticks mentality to what the two characters, both Miles and Gwen, now feel less like genuine characters and more like very, very obvious sales mascots. Every bit of their character dedication to moving more product rather than telling a good story. And all it took was the sacrificing of a fully realized fan favorite character to get there. I hope you're proud of yourselves, Marvel. So yeah, I don't even know what it is Gwen Stacy or Spider-Gwen or Ghost Spider is even doing here anymore. She had her own universe. You could have left her there. You could have never created her to begin with. Just gotten rid of the character. You have Miles Morales turning him into Captain Marvel as well. You're doing all of this. All these things you going out of your way to do just to destroy Ben Reilly, to prop up characters you have done nothing to cement as actually interesting, while destroying a character that fans actually enjoy and have some actual history to them. What does Miles Morales have as any kind of history? Other than just being the black multiracial Spider-Man, nothing. What does Gwen Stacy have other than being Spider-Gwen or Ghost Spider? Since they can't seem to actually agree on a name for her, nothing. There's a bunch of crap they keep doing with these characters that nobody's interested in. Turning Miles into Thor and all kind of nonsense. Having Spider-Gwen be Captain America. That's the only crap these characters could do because they are nothing more than just marketing ploys. They aren't characters. That's it. And like the article said, all it took was for them to destroy Ben Reilly to try to prop up these two that nobody's interested in. Yeah, go to work, Marvel. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. If you have a different opinion, I'd love to hear it. If you like the video, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell to be notified every time I put out a new video. And I shall see you all next time. Take care.